This story is inspired by true life events, reimagined. All characters and specific details are fictional, but the emotions are real. The building smelled like paper and cold air conditioning. The kind of cold that bureaucracies use to remind you that feelings are not on the agenda. She had been inside government buildings before. She had held her breath in consulates, in adoption agencies, in offices where strangers held folders that contained the first 3 years of her life. But this building, this one, was different. Because this time, she was not asking permission. She was filing proof. Her name is Amara Osei. She is 52 years old. She has been classified as a Korean orphan since 1977. She is not Korean. She is Nigerian. And today, February 12, 2026, she is complaint number 311. Tap subscribe to join the Memoirs Collective. New stories every week. You will not want to miss what happens in this room. The intake clerk did not look up when she set the file on the desk. This was protocol. This was efficient. What was not protocol was what happened 3 floors up, in room 14, where civil rights attorney Choi Tae-yoon, say it Tae-yoon, like a drumbeat that starts quiet and ends certain, was reviewing the morning's case assignments. He had been assigned 311 cases in the last 4 years. He remembered the number of each one. He did not remember the faces he had learned not to, because some faces you carry forever. His phone buzzed. Case assignment, file number 311. Category, fraudulent orphan classification. Origin, Lagos, Nigeria. He put down his pen. In 11 years, he had never put down his pen before reading the full brief. 310 people had filed before her. She counted them in the corridor, their faces, their file folders, their postures. Some wept openly. Some sat rigid, hands folded, eyes focused on nothing. Some held photographs. Black Korea Memoirs has told many stories in this room. But not this one. Not the one where the woman in the waiting room of the Korean Truth and Reconciliation Commission does not look like anyone else there. A woman across from her early 40s, Seoul accent, documents stacked in a plastic bag, caught Amara's eye and nodded once. It was the nod of people who have been waiting so long they have learned a new language, the language of the waiting room. Amara nodded back. And that was when she heard his footsteps. Measured. Unhurried. Like someone who has learned that urgency is a luxury. He sat down across from her before she had looked up. Case 311, he said. My name is Choi Tae-yoon. I'll be your case attorney. She looked up. She had known Tae-yoon for 11 years. They had met at an adoptee rights conference in London, 2015. They had maintained a professional friendship, emails, conferences, the occasional phone call when she needed Korean legal terminology translated into something human. He had never told her he had memorized her voice. She had never told him she had kept every email. You know who I am, she said. I know who case 311 is, he said. I read the file. A pause. All of it. Last night. She had hand-carried that file across 3 countries. No one had ever read all of it in one sitting. The burned corner, she said. What do you think caused it? He met her eyes. I know what caused it. Your birth mother tried to destroy the falsified document before the agency took you. She burned the corner. They took you anyway. If you felt that, hit the like button. We'll keep going. He asked her why she had waited until the last number. 310 people had filed before her. She could have filed first. She had arrived in Seoul a week early. 310, she said. That's how many other files I assumed were more urgent than mine. People who remembered more. People who had photographs. People who had living parents still searching. He was quiet for a moment. Your mother filed a missing persons report, he said. In Lagos. In 1977. And again in 1983. And again in 1997. Amara did not move. She is still alive, he said. She is 74 years old. She has been waiting. The word waiting landed in the room like a stone dropping into water. Amara had spent 50 years as a Korean orphan. She had spent 50 years without a mother. She reached across the table and placed one hand flat on the file. Not to take it back. Just to feel the weight of it. I want to say something to her, she said. In Yoruba. Before I say anything else to anyone. Have you ever been someone you were not for so long that you forgot the first name you were given? Tell us. Globe showing Europe Africa. He read the document in Korean. Then he translated it. Female child. Approximately 3 years of age. No known relatives. Abandoned. She had heard those words in English, in French, in German. She had never heard them in Korean. The language that had shaped her entire life. That is what it says, he told her. That is what they filed. Say it again, she said. He looked at her. In Korean, she said. Say it again in Korean. I want to hear what my name sounded like when they took it away. He said it again. His voice did not break. But when he finished, he put the document face down on the table. It was the first time she had ever seen him refuse to look at a document. The alarm was not dramatic. It was a maintenance test. Someone in the building's facilities department had chosen this exact moment to run a drill. They stood in the stairwell, the government attorney and the woman who was complaint number 311, holding the file between them because there was not room to hold it apart. Does this happen often? She asked. Every third Thursday, he said. You knew this was coming. I chose this appointment time, he said, because I knew we would need to leave the room. She looked at him. Some things, he said, are easier to say in a stairwell.
Even though you are gone, your love remains here with me.
She had never read the note aloud to anyone. It was written in Yoruba, in her mother's handwriting, on a strip of cloth sewn into the hem of her dress. The dress they had taken from her at the orphanage. The dress that had been returned to her, 43 years later, in a sealed envelope from the agency's archives. She read it. Word by word, she translated it into English, while he sat across from her and did not write a single thing. She says my name is Amara, she said. She says it means grace in Igbo. She says she gave me a Korean name too, she had learned one Korean word. She said, you will come back. In Korean. She stopped. She said, Dola wa. Come back. He reached across the table. Not for the file. For her hand. She was right, he said. You came back. That was when she cried. Are you on Team Wait or Team Speak? Tae-yoon has loved her for 11 years without saying it. Does he tell her today, or wait until the case is closed? Pick a side in the comments. She asked him, at minute 22, Black Korea Memoirs has counted the minutes of this room, she asked him. Why 311? You assigned yourself to 311. Why not 1? Why wait until the last file? He was quiet for a long time. Because I needed to know if you were going to come, he said. I needed to know if you would be the one to file last. If you had filed first, I would have known you were not afraid. But you filed last. Because you thought everyone else's pain was more important than yours. And I have known that about you for 11 years. And I have never said this out loud. He stopped. Ashalugo. The word came from her, she had not planned it. Her grandmother's word. My heart. My love. I don't know that word, he said. It means I have known this too, she said. For 11 years. Save this video to a playlist. I promise you will watch it again. A knock at the door. A junior attorney entered apologetic, holding a stamped form. Case 311, he said. The commission has formally accepted the claim. Complaint 311 is now on official record as a victim of wrongful adoption classification. Under Korean law, this entitles. Give us the room, Tae-yoon said. The junior attorney looked between them. He left quickly. She held the stamped form in her hands. 50 years. 3 countries. 1 burned file. They have accepted, she said. You were never an orphan, he said. I know, she said. I always knew. She set the form down on top of the closed file. Not triumphant. Just final. Now, she said, tell me what you were going to say before the alarm interrupted us. I found your file, he said, in 2014. Before we met in London. I was reviewing archives at the National Agency. I saw your name, your Nigerian name, in a file marked Korean orphan. I knew it was wrong. She was very still. I did not send it to you, he said. I consulted legal protocol. At that time, you had no active search. I had no legal mandate to contact you. I filed a notation. I attended the London conference the following year. I told myself I went for the panel. But you went for me, she said. I went for you. A long silence. You had the proof in 2014, she said. I filed today. 12 years, Tae-yoon. Yes. That is a long time to carry someone else's secret. I know. It is also, she said slowly, a very long time to have someone watch over you without your knowledge. Neither of them moved. I don't know, she said, whether to be angry or grateful. You don't have to choose tonight, he said. Yes or no. Do you think she forgives him by the end of this story? First correct guess gets pinned. The Memoirs Collective. She called her mother. It was 11:47 p.m. in Lagos. Her mother answered on the second ring. The first word Amara said was her name. Her real name. The name written on the cloth strip. The name her mother had been saying aloud every day for 50 years. Tae-yoon translated. He translated a mother's sobbing into Korean. He translated Amara's steadiness into Yoruba. He translated 50 years of separation into 5 minutes of broken sentences and silence that both women understood. When the call ended, she set the phone on the table. She picked up the closed file. She did not look at him. Thank you, she said. For reading all of it. She walked to the door. She stopped. She did not turn around. 3:11, she said. That is what I'll remember about today. And then she left. He sat in the empty room with the stamped form and the chrysanthemum and 11 years of the thing he had not said in time and one day that he might have. Tap subscribe and the bell. New story every week. The Memoirs Collective never misses. 311 people filed a complaint that day. Each file, a name. A mother. A decision made by a system that did not ask. Amara got her name back today. But here is the question the Memoirs Collective is debating right now in the comments. Did she forgive him? Or did she leave him at the door of something she hasn't decided to walk through yet? Answer below. First correct prediction gets pinned. Black Korea Memoirs. New story incoming. The next file is already on the desk.